What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video I will be discussing why I believe Karl-Anthony Towns is the most underrated player in the NBA. Mike Rosemba made a video listing his 5 most underrated players, but he did not mention Karl-Anthony Towns. However, he did reason that Rudy Gobert is better than DeAndre Jordan, so Mike probably also believes that Gobert is more deserving of an all-star nod, which DeAndre got this season. Instead, what if I told you that a 21-year-old is undoubtedly better than DeAndre Jordan, who was an all-NBA first-team selection last season, and the elite interior defender Rudy Gobert, and is already a top 15 player in the NBA and the second-best center? Okay, if you think I'm joking, I will let statistics speak for themselves. Karl-Anthony Towns is averaging 24.6 points, 12.2 rebounds, and 2.8 assists per game. I did some research to see all-time great power forwards and center statistics at age 21, so I decided to compare the greats' player efficiency rating at age 21 to Towns' player efficiency rating. Let me explain player efficiency rating. Player efficiency rating takes into account accomplishments like field goals, free throws, three-pointers, assists, rebounds, blocks, and steals, and negative results like missed shots, turnovers, and personal fouls. The formula adds positive stats and subtracts negative ones through a statistical point value system. The rating for each player is then adjusted to a per minute basis so that, for example, substitutes can be compared with starters in playing time debates. It is also adjusted for the team's pace. In the end, one number sums up the player's statistical accomplishments for that season. Tim Duncan is arguably the most comparable legend to Towns, and his player efficiency rating was 2.7 lower than Towns' at age 21. I also decided to compare legends' player efficiency rating in the rookie season who were older than 21 before they played their first NBA season. Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kevin Garnett, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, Dirk Nowitzki, and Moses Malone's player efficiency rating at age 21 or the closest age that player played in the NBA to age 21 were all lower than Karl-Anthony Towns' remarkable 25.3 player efficiency rating this season. Just comprehend that for a second. All those players I just talked about are top 30 players in NBA history. Furthermore, Karl-Anthony Towns can revolutionize the center position because of his greatness and how he is not a prototypical center. At this young age, Towns already has a plethora of offensive moves that allow him to get open for a step-back, mid-range jumper, or a dunk or layup. Also, because Karl is so versatile, he can handle the basketball at the three-point line, put a dribble move on his defender, and uses athleticism to separate himself by 2 or 3 feet from his defender to shoot a high percentage layup. With a great pick-and-roll point guard in Ricky Rubio, Towns sets a great screen and cuts to the hoop for an easy midi, layup, or dunk. As I watched his offensive montage, I found Towns excels at knocking down mid-range jump shots. Karl is also a good three-point shooter by shooting a solid 36% from 3. Keep in mind he is 7 feet tall. As I acknowledge how tall Towns is, I'm going to explain how he utilizes his genetic advantage to give him an edge against smaller defenders. Karl-Anthony Towns is phenomenal in terms of knocking down open mid-range shots. But being quick and tall, Karl can shoot over his opponent. Also, due to Towns' strength and gigantic frame, he can also acquire separation from his defender in the post. He quickly proceeds by shooting a post hook, fadeaway, or tries to draw a foul. By the way, Karl-Anthony Towns shoots 82% from the free throw line. Anthony Towns is not only tall, but 3.5 years ago he possessed a 7 foot 3.5 inch wingspan. Like Kevin Durant, Karl-Anthony Towns' wingspan tremendously helps his defense shot blocking and rebounding. In fact, Towns is 6th in the NBA in rebounds at 12.2 a game. Another way Towns' genetics help him defensively is on his perimeter defense and shot blocking. NBA Draft.net noted he is a good perimeter defender and he would mainly be switched onto a shorter and quicker guard or small forward, but he can use his wingspan and size to disallow his opponent an open drive to the hoop. So, if Towns continues to hit the weight room and maintain his agility, he could draw comparisons to Orlando Shaquille O'Neal. Back to the DeAndre Jordan-Rudy Gobert comparison. I must admit that even though Towns has become a good all-around defensive player to go along with excellent rebounding, Gobert and Jordan are definitely better defensive players. However, Gobert and Towns have no jump shot, and Gobert has limited post moves. Even worse, DeAndre Jordan can't create his own shot because at least half of his points come from lobs and a large percent of his points come from putbacks. Yes, only a couple times a year Jordan will make a field goal outside of the paint. Gobert is a respectable 66% from the line, but is nowhere near Towns' great shooting from the foul line. However, DeAndre Jordan is an atrocious 49% from the free throw line. In short, Towns is unquestionably better at almost everything on offense than DeAndre Jordan and Rudy Gobert. So now the only center better than Towns is DeMarcus Cousins. Well, my favorite statistic, due to it evaluating so many parts of a player's performance, player efficiency rating, provides an argument for Towns being better than Cousins. Towns has a better player efficiency rating than DeMarcus Cousins by 0.05, which makes the Cousins-Towns comparison so close. I would like to note Towns has been praised by former teammate and future Hall of Famer Kevin Garnett by acknowledging Towns' willingness to improve and his work ethic. On the other hand, DeMarcus Cousins has had turmoil with coaches and the Kings front office for his whole career in Sacramento, which led to him being traded to the New Orleans Pelicans. As I analyze their defensive performance this season, Towns may be a better rebounder, but they are both good defensive players and you can't go wrong with either on the defensive end. When comparing, I would first like to address their efficiency difference. This season, Towns has shot 8.6% higher than DC from the field this season, 1% higher than DeMarcus Cousins from 3, and 5% better from the free throw line. Also, Towns has committed 0.8 less fouls a game than Cousins and 1.1 fewer turnovers a game than Cousins. Clearly, Towns is a way more efficient player than Cousins. However, DeMarcus Cousins does average more points by a couple and nearly 2 more assists a game than Karl-Anthony Towns. Yes, Cousins has put up better numbers this season, but that is expected when he has a 9.1% higher usage rate than Karl-Anthony Towns. All in all, you can use analytics to provide great reasoning for DeMarcus Cousins or Karl-Anthony Towns being the better player and the best center in the NBA. All in 3 years, I believe Towns will be the definite better player and a top 5 player in the world. So Karl-Anthony Towns deserves an All-NBA second team or first team selection and is unquestionably an all-star. What were the voters thinking? Anyways, thank you guys so much for thank you guys so much for watching. I would appreciate it if you could leave your opinion on Karl-Anthony Towns down below in the comments. Also, it would mean the world to me if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe because it took a long time to make this video. Have a phenomenal day, everyone. The Golden State Warriors took on the Oklahoma City Thunder on Monday night. This was a blowout. Right here, Stephen Curry, he was on fire in the first with a nice slam dunk right there. Curry was 7 for 12 on threes. He is definitely out of his slump now. But right here, he takes down Russell Westbrook. Westbrook looked a little shook up after that fall to the ground. But the Golden State Warriors in the second quarter really took the advantage and never looked back. Now here's Westbrook passing it to Taj Gibson, but Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala are playing great defense right there. But look at this little fight from Westbrook and Curry. Oh my, look at that. At least no one was ejected, and that was a good thing because the game turned out to be a really good game in the second half, but it was kind of a blowout. But we don't want to see no ejections or suspensions. But just look at that. They're just fighting like crazy, guys. Now here is the jump ball. The Warriors win it. They pass it to Curry for the buzzer beater splash. Nice shot by Curry right there. The Warriors have a 20-point lead at the half. Now Curry in the second half, missing the three right there. McCall to Clay. Clay was on fire in the second half right there. One of his 34 points. Now here's Clay again for three. He had 7 threes just like Steph. So they combined 14 total 3-pointers. Here comes Alex Abrinas of the Thunder. Gets fouled very hard by Matt Barnes right there. Ooh, that looks nasty. Ah, man. Flagrant foul was assessed to Matt Barnes. He's laughing. I don't know why. But here comes Stephen Curry off of the screen. Alley-oop to JaVale McGee. Steph had six assists on the night. Now on Enes Kanter, Stephen Curry just pulling up with 3. Step back. Easy. Kevin Durant loves this. As the Golden State Warriors take the W 111-95. Clay with 34. Enes Kanter with 15 and 10. Thanks, guys.